This is a mid-century kind of Hollywood Regency brass pineapple. It's like a opens up. Not sure what you'd use it for, if it's barware or if it's, living room decor. When I put it up, saw this at a walk-around auction, and I knew somebody was probably looking for this, and they did. And I sold it. I had it up for our best offer of $90, and I took an offer of $70 for it. And I got this at a walk-around. I think I paid $10 for this, along with some other stuff. I often come across lots of pocket watches when I'm out at auctions. Lots of kind of boxes of random broken pocket watches, some that work, some that don't. I manage to sometimes get them going again and sell them kind of, in need of repair. This one here is just a really simple Westclox Bullseye. It doesn't have a face. I think the back may even be plastic, but for some reason people like this pocket watch. It's very loud. Makes a really loud ticking. I don't know if you can hear that. And this one here, I put it up for, what was it, $19, I believe. No best offer, I just sold it outright. Vintage pins is another thing I come across a lot at auctions. They'll just come in cigar boxes, basically, full of old pins and little medals and stuff. And a lot of them are really fun, and people are always looking to collect these. This is just a kind of rhinestone hot air balloon Remax pin. Nothing fancy or special about it. I just knew that if I put this up, somebody, probably a realtor, is going to come along and buy it, and they did. This is going off to a Remax in Greenwood, Indiana. These two rectangular metal things are printing press chases. They're from an old-fashioned letterpress printing press, and they're about business card size. There's no indication of who made these. They're pretty heavy, pretty solid. They're both identical. And I got these in a box lot at an auction this past week. I think I paid about 10 or 15 bucks. It was a big box of printing press parts and some small type. There was about 5 or 6 boxes of cigar boxes of kind of different lead type for the same probably letterpress that these went to. And I just put these up online and just measured them, said that they were, old antique printing press chases. And they sold pretty much overnight for $55. This is a primitive New England, probably 19th century bent wood pantry box. I think it's got its original finish on it. It's a very nice one. Round, it's good size. These are pretty desirable. And they come up at auction in my area pretty often. I'm in Massachusetts. And if I get them at a good price, I try to pick them up and list them online. This one here had a bunch of buttons in it. No one seemed interested in it. I was interested more in the box than I was the buttons. And I got it for $20 and put it up online for $160, or best offer. And someone gave me an offer of $145. And I was very happy. Some genuine Apple Earpod headphones. These came in a new iPhone that I had recently bought because my iPhone broke earlier this year, and these come with it. And I never use them because I always snag them on something, and they usually last about a week or two before one of the ears go out or the microphone doesn't work or something like that. So rather than sentence them to death by keeping them, I decided to throw them up online. I prefer a Bluetooth headset anyways, then I don't have the wires to get snagged on stuff. So put these up for, people were selling these anywhere from $10 to $15. I put mine up for $20, and I just waited and waited and waited, and I think about 3 months or so later, somebody came in and paid the price, and off they go. This is a 24 karat gold clad tribute proof. It's supposed to be a kind of a replica of an old coin called the Liberty Head from 1849. If this was real, of course it would be worth a fortune. This one's not real. You can see it says copy right there, which is completely ridiculous that they actually kind of print that into the coin, because it looks really terrible. But anyways, this, I just got in the bottom of one of those box slots. It was, in roughly good condition. I actually opened it up and kind of buffed it up a little bit because I had some fingerprints. And threw it online, and it sold for $14.95. This is a Panasonic cordless phone handset. I find these from time to time, usually as a full set, and I'll either sell them as the complete set, or if there's no money in that, and sometimes there isn't, I'll part them out. And this one here, I'm just parting out the pieces. So I have some handsets, I have some base, the base unit separate. The base unit actually that sold this past weekend. Not big money in these. This one here sold for $14, and I'm also including the 2 rechargeable batteries that go with it. Here's some salt glazed cobalt blue pitchers and pottery. I picked this up at auction from time to time, pretty cheap. This stuff is not old, it's a replica basically, or reproduction. And so I've had this up for quite a while, and it just hasn't sold. All of a sudden this weekend, two separate lots of it sold. So these 2 I sold as a set because they kind of matched, and didn't think there was much money in these to sell them separate. These ones are from a French manufacturer. And these 2 sold for $30. And then this one here I had up for best offer price. I think I had it originally listed for around $30. Someone gave me an offer of $17. They also gave me an offer on another piece I had, and I was hoping that they would buy that other piece as well, so I kind of gave them a deal, but they only kind of took the bait on one when I gave them a counter offer on the other piece. So this one here went for $17, and this one is unmarked. This thing's really cool. This is a antique advertising letterpress kind of print block. It's a copper on wood. It's a pitchfork. It's got some great relief, and it says right there, it's backwards of course, it says American. And this was made by the Eclipse Electro and Engraving Company out of Cleveland. And this came in that box lot of printing type, and I already sold some antique printing chases out of that. And I was surprised when I looked these up online that they don't go for very much. A lot of people are selling these for like under $10, and I just thought that's kind of ridiculous. These are really, really cool. So I put this up for $35. I can't remember if I had best offer on it or not. Somebody came in and paid full price anyways on it, and that was great. This is a set of 5 etched Waterford crystal kind of short cordial shot glasses. They're very pretty. They look really nice in natural light. Can't really tell right now. But this was a set of 5. It would have been much better if there was an extra one. There was 6. Then there would be enough for dinner. So anyways, I put them up for $100, and they've been up for a little while. Waterford stuff, it does sell, but it's slow to sell. And someone finally gave me an offer of, I think it was $50, and I kicked back $55, and they accepted. And this kind of tin trash can-y looking thing, I got it in a box lot. Wasn't really sure what it was, but I knew it was something to do with cooking, so I did some research and looked it up. It has a tag on it, which was from Forbes and Wallace, which is a department store that long since gone, out of Springfield, Mass. And it turns out this is a steamed pudding mold. And I don't know, I thought it was kind of interesting, so I did some research on it, and they don't really go for too much. Oftentimes they're made of copper, or they're more decorative and got kind of scalloping going on with them. But I figured, someone might want this for whatever decorative reasons or for using it. So I threw it up online for $13, and it sold right away. So either that was the right price or too low of a price, but either way, glad to get it off the shelf. This is a pair of ridiculously big vintage faux pearl clip-on earrings. And that's exactly how I listed them on eBay, because I really didn't know what to call them. They're totally cheesy, totally cheap. There's no maker's mark or anything on them. They're hollow plastic pearls. But I knew someone would love them, so I couldn't throw them away. These came in the bottom of a jewelry lot that I got for, I think the whole lot cost me about $50, and I pulled out some 14 karat gold pieces out of it, some pearls, necklaces, some sterling necklaces and sterling stuff. And when there's a lot of usually junk in there that is really challenging to sell, but I try to find the stuff that's unique or anything with a designer name on it. And these are kind of just very unique. Someone obviously was looking for some 1-inch fake pearl clip-on earrings, maybe for a costume, who knows. But anyways, they came in and bought them, $10, easy to list, easy to ship. So a couple of camera items sold today. This is some Canon kind of retail stands. I have them in plastic because they like to they're acrylic on the top, so they get scratched up very easily. These are used, but these would have been in a camera store, and they basically would feature a camera on it. There's a place for kind of putting in a retail card with specs for the camera. These are on a table at an auction. There was, dozens of these, and all from Canon. And I knew no one would want them. I got them for a song, and these two sold for $25 each. And interestingly enough, they're going to Austria. And I found that a lot of this stuff, these retail stands, have been going off to Norway, Austria, Germany. So I haven't sold as many in the United States. Most of them go off to international locations. Second thing here is just a Canon accessory. It's just a little battery magazine that goes inside of a grip for a digital SLR Canon camera. Retail price is right on it for $40. And this sold for $28. So 2 good sales from the camera auction.